Welcome back to the Big Stream Boys podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across me is the one and only Cash Krause. But before we begin, if you guys can please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. We drop videos here every single week. So with that said, Cash, what are we reviewing today?
Well, Mason, not a lot out this week. I think this is the last week before we really gear up for that summer blockbuster season because
it's coming.
We know what's coming.
Oh, yeah, come on. You're getting fast on me.
It's been a long time.
There's a lot of family. They must have said family 50
It's
times.
Fast X season, baby.
It is next week.
Fast
It is
X season.
Fast X season. Everyone's so excited for it.
Everyone.
The biggest film of the decade, if
Oh,
not
yeah.
the century, if not the millennium.
It's the hugest.
There's no better film.
Hugest. But before that, there's a little buffer week. So
There
we went
is.
back and saw a movie that we were both excited for.
And it was, and we're actually a week behind on this film. It did come out
Yeah,
last week, but we had to
exactly.
review it. There was a lot of hype surrounding this
Yeah,
film,
exactly.
so we had to check it out.
It is Sisu, a historical action film. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone was talking about the trailer for sure.
Well, we enjoyed the trailer.
We love the
quite a
trailer,
bit.
yeah.
Trailer did real well on our channel too. A lot of people were commenting, very hyped for this film.
Yeah, it's like people were saying John Wick meets Inglourious Bastards is
Mhm.
what a lot of people are saying. It is about a Finnish soldier. What's his name is not Sisu, which threw me off.
No, it's not Sisu. It's actually Atami.
Yeah, they call him Corpy.
Yeah, Corpy is easier. Let's just stick with Corpy.
This guy. It's about Corpy, a Finnish soldier who's out of the war in 1944. Now he's mining for gold. It's a good time for it, I guess.
Great
No
time
one else is
for it.
mining for gold, probably.
No one was out
They're
there.
fighting the war.
It was literally just him.
So he's in Finland, finds a big vein of gold. And then Nazis come and they want that gold because Nazis love gold.
They do love gold and they love destroying things and killing
To
people
get
and
it.
doing
Yeah,
evil
yeah,
things. So
yeah.
I mean, the
They
story
do love
was right
gold,
there.
though.
They
They
did.
had a lot of gold.
Mhm.
So once they see this old man with gold, they get a little grubby, a little hungry. And that's it. That's pretty much the entire premise. They try to steal this man's gold, and he hates it. But he is the ghost.
He is a ghost.
He
And
is Sisu.
legend has it that he hunted down 200 Russian soldiers
Yes.
approximately and killed them all. He was a one-man death squad.
Yeah, because they killed his family,
They did.
of course. I mean,
Which-
you're not going to have a hero these days without his whole entire family being murdered.
No, and they show that many times. They allude to it moving down to the camera and they see the gold wedding band that he
Yes,
still
of
wears
course.
to this day.
Yeah, and the Nazis they want that too.
They do.
So
They want it
love
all.
to-
They
they
want
love to
all
eat
the
gold
gold.
wedding
They don't
bands
care
and
if
all,
it's
yeah.
sentimental.
So so that's the entire premise. They take his gold and he gets very upset about this. It's a lot of gold though.
It is.
It's so much gold. I don't know if it was going to make their lives, I don't know if they could live off this gold forever. I don't know if it's that amount of gold.
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of gold, man. That's a couple pounds of gold. That's
I
a
know,
lot
but
of
it's
money.
1944, Everyone had gold.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know the historical
I mean, it's only
significance
gone
of
up.
gold.
It's only
but
gone up.
It has only gone up. And after a war, too. The best thing to have is gold.
Oh, yeah, he was going to make a lot of money. But they steals gold, and that's it. And then he goes on a revenge mission. And this guy, he's a whole legend. Again, 200 people. The army couldn't control him. That's classic.
It is.
That's classic.
Yeah, they literally had to send him out by himself.
Yeah.
He was such a death squad.
You know what the army does to people they can't control? They throw them in jail.
Typically,
They don't just send them
Typically,
out usually.
unless it's a Finnish soldier, and then they'll just be like, you know what, just go out on your own.
They just dropped him in
Kill
the
the
woods.
Russians.
And he just killed everyone in the woods.
He did. Everyone in sight. Yeah.
Everyone. 200 men. But it is a wacky. I was not sure going into it. I thought it was going to be more serious and more grounded. But
So did I.
by the second half, it gets
Wild.
damn near cartoony.
Yeah, very much so. And I think that's where one, I was surprised because I agree. Watching the trailer, it did feel a lot more grounded. Because, as everyone was saying, it was Inglourious Bastards meets John Wick. So
Right.
I kind of went into it with the expectation that, okay, this is going to be grounded, but this old man is going to be a badass killing Nazis the whole time. And then the second half of the film hits, and we'll get into it eventually. But then it started getting a little too much for me where I was like, oh my God, like me and Devin were watching this and we were laughing of the absurdity of some of the scenes.
And I think it's supposed to be pretty absurd. I think
Mm-hmm.
so. I had fun with it. It's definitely not what I expected going into it,
No.
especially with the reviews seeing it. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be like another John Wick.
Right.
And John Wick, it's crazy. It's a violent ballet, but it's very well orchestrated.
Yeah.
And
The
it's
choreography is
and
incredible.
even though it's insane, it's so grounded. It's super fucking grounded. This, not so much. And
No.
grounded not in the sense that the writing, like the soldiers aren't doing things that soldiers would do.
When you're
Sometimes,
in war,
yeah.
and that was
When
another
you're
thing.
at war,
Yeah.
the attrition gets to you.
Yeah, that was another
You're not
thing,
running
too.
up to a guy though instead of shooting him.
Exactly.
You're not.
When you're in war,
And
and
that's-
like, unfortunately, we see the war that's going on right now, which we're not getting into. But you'll see those
Let's
videos on
not,
like
yeah.
Twitter and stuff where in real war, they
Yeah.
don't wait to like, shoot him. You
They're
know, it's like,
scared
no,
shitless. They don't want to
shoot
get
him.
anyone near you.
Yes.
They want to shoot you from very far
Far
away.
away. And that was one of the issues I had is there were
Even
so many
Nazis,
scenes.
even Nazis here, yeah, where people are
where-
running up to him.
Right. And they're like putting the gun right towards him. And I'm thinking you could have shot him in
Yeah.
45 seconds.
Or the
ago.
thing in movies where they have the gun holstered, but they run up to the guy holstering it, and then right when they get up to him, they try to do it.
Right. That kind of stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
So, and that's what I respect about. I know we're gonna beat it over the head, but that's what I respect a lot about John Wick.
Mhm.
Is like all of the henchmen, anyone he's killing acts in a
Believable way.
very believable
Mhm.
way. Absolutely. Like if he's gonna close the distance, it's John Wick closing distance. They're trying to shoot John Wick constantly.
Yeah.
He's got a bulletproof suit,
Which does
makes
help.
it difficult.
Kevlar suit.
This guy does not have a bulletproof suit, so they could have shot him.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was gonna be a lot more grounded in that sense. And I thought there'd be a lot more like well choreographed hand-to-hand fight scenes.
Mhm.
It's not the case, really.
No.
The fight-
Definitely
they
heavier
don't-
on the firearms.
It doesn't look great, but and Sisu, for being such a badass, does a lot of shit that I wouldn't have done, and I'm not a trained soldier.
No, I would not.
Like I wouldn't have walked straight down the road if there's people hunting me.
I would not have
I would have zigzagged.
traversed down that road. I would have just been like, okay, I'm going to go
Yeah.
around here. I hear a tank. I hear some
Yeah.
soldiers. Not normally. a
And
good-
even the
good
Nazis
sign.
that they send out to hunt him, they're not looking down at all, going through the minefield.
No. Which the only thing that they did to protect themselves is to have the two girls walk ahead of them.
And even that, I'm like, well, why aren't they being blown up though?
Right,
They're not
yeah.
looking down either.
Well, because they had literally just said, "What? How many mines did we bury here?
Yeah, all of them.
But not one of them went off with those
Yeah.
two girls walking.
Yeah, and not to say I think the villains are pretty good. I think you do hate
Mhm.
them for sure.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
there are some funny parts that are meant to be funny. You know, like when they hung him and they all like take their hats off or whatever, like give him respect or something.
It was pretty funny. That
Yeah.
part was good. Yeah.
So there are some funny parts, but like it gets real wacky halfway through.
Mhm.
There's a crazy scene, and I did enjoy the scene actually. Is when the lake scene is when he cuts people's throats and he absorbs. That's when you know it jumps the shark. That's when you know nothing else matters in this. I really like the scene. I like because the lighting of shooting in the lake was
Mhm.
really good.
It
I
was
like
really
that a
good.
lot.
Problem is continuity issue with me. You know me. I'm going to pinpoint these little things. The water was so murky above, and then you go underwater and you can see everything
Well,
perfectly.
yeah. I mean, in
I know.
film,
In
that's
film,
how it
you
has
have
to be.
do it. I know, but it was bugged.
Because we're not looking through someone's eyes under the
Mhm.
water. We're looking through a camera, so it's going to be clearer anyways. But it's if I was down there, you're right. I wouldn't be able to see
I
shit.
wouldn't see shit. I'd be like,
But I
2
love
feet
I
in front
love
of
the
me.
way it's shot. You know, it looked like to me it looked like a lake. It looked kind of scary. You know,
Yeah.
there's murkiness, but yeah, these stupid Nazis, man. He cuts their throat because he's down there for 30 minutes.
At least.
But-
Very, very long time.
They send one Nazi at a time. I don't even know. Like the whole like going down and like how deep is this lake?
What's the
This lake could be 30
I
feet.
know.
Go
And
get the gold.
What's the
I'll
thought
drown.
process of sending one guy at a time down
But jumping
there?
in full gear.
Right, full
Just
gear.
sinks to the bottom immediately.
I don't understand it. And,
Yeah.
and not only that, but you're swimming around trying to find this guy. I mean, it's not going to be good news. This guy's a trained soldier. He's going to execute you.
I did
he
like
does.
I did like that this was like the Nazis at the end of 1944, so they were real shitty.
Yes,
you
because they
know?
were just about to lose the war. And what
the
they're
gear
doing,
was bad. I mean, it was
Yeah.
they weren't in uniform anymore. They didn't give a fuck. It's
and they were
just
going through towns and just decimating them on their way
Exactly,
back.
yeah.
You know,
just having fun for the end of it. You know,
I guess that's their idea of
it's
fun. sick
Senior
bastards.
year, yeah. No one gives a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
We're all being hung at the end of this.
I know they do bring that up kind of comically.
It
They're
was
like, "Well, as
true.
soon as we get home, we're getting hung, so we
Yeah,
might as well get
We
out
did
of
a
here.
lot- and I wish they played in a little bit more to that.
Mhm.
I feel like I would have written it just a little bit different. That would just make a little more sense.
Yeah.
I feel like if you written it in a way where they wanted Sisu alive so he could tell them where the rest of the gold is, but they were
Yes.
the whole time they were making it like he got all of the gold,
Mhm.
like he was holding all of the gold that he got, and there's no more. It'd make a lot more sense because they never want to kill him.
No.
Why not? If you just want the gold, you don't need anything else. Why not just kill him?
Yeah.
But they're always like, wait, hold on, don't shoot him yet. Just shoot this guy, take the gold from him,
Yes.
So I wish there was I wish they needed the information to get back, because
Mhm.
then that would make a lot more sense, because that's a ton of gold, and then
Right.
they can all kind of really live nice.
Or even the sense that when they first encounter him,
Yeah.
that the gold falls off a cliff into a lake or a river or whatever, something like that, where the gold's gone, but they have to find the rest of the gold, so
Exactly.
they need him alive.
Or
type of thing.
he keeps one piece of gold on him, buries the rest of the gold, because I wouldn't be walking around with
Hell
it.
no.
It's like one
I would just
heavy.
heavy as hell. But
Yeah.
two, I would just wait a year or two and go back after the war, pick it up, and he ain't got to worry about these knives.
This guy knows every single part of Finland. Like, he could
Mhm.
bury it somewhere, put a rock on it, and then go away. He could run,
Yeah.
run full speed out of there, and hide somewhere, and then come back later and grab it. But no, he needed it now. Maybe he owed money. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's in some debt. Yeah.
He needed it right now.
But then
there's easy stuff that they would have definitely picked up on a slightly better movie.
Yeah.
It's just it seems so simple to me, but
yeah, one of the big shocking things for me is we actually just talked about it before we started recording, but the critic review for this is 94%, audience score is 85. So this film is very, 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 well
very
received.
high. Yeah. I think maybe, I don't know. Because it's not like the bloodfest you think you're going into. It's not 2 hours of pure action. There's lulls in between where he's just walking for long periods of time. It's
and the film's only 90 minutes in all fairness too.
Yeah.
So it's not a very long film.
No, not at all. But it's not like John Wick where, oh my God, action, 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 action. And it doesn't let up, There's lulls in it for sure. But 94 seems a little high to me.
Yeah. So let's talk about that mine scene, because that was actually pretty believable. Like when he's walking through. So
I like that.
They find out that he kills the initial battalion of Nazis or whatever they are.
Mines scare me so bad.
So the same, dude.
I know I have zero chance of running into a mine in my life, but it's something that keeps me up at night.
It is terrifying to see it in film and stuff, especially like imagine after the war.
It's
having
just
to
shitty
go
thing
back.
to do.
Yeah. Having to go back and find all these mines and not knowing where you're going to step.
A kid gets blown up in Vietnam every day, still today.
Still, people are still getting.
It's just
up.
shitty.
It's scary.
There should definitely be some kind of system like we plant mines and we have a map of all these mines or something. We can go back and dig them up.
Yeah.
But no one's keeping track of these mines. They're just mine happy out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shitty thing, and then they're just leaving them.
That's wild.
Yeah. Especially when the war is over too, and you're like, let's mine the shit out of this place. Let's make sure 100 years from now people are still being blown up. But I like the mine scene. It was good. He does a little Captain America shield action.
Okay, that was another thing too, where I was like,
50 cal
come
bullets. 50 cal bullets. Yeah, and one time he puts up a person and it stops 50 cal.
That was another thing.
Those bolts, man.
They
destroy your house. They tear through a car.
Yeah, I leaned over to Devin during the 50 cal when he's running up the hill after the boat scene, and the bullets are just penetrating this body. And I looked at him and I said, 50 cal bullets blow through both bodies, and they rip giant, massive holes through both. Those were some of the things that I just couldn't get past.
I just don't even know why put that in. Put a different machine gun.
Well, here's the thing. He also snipes the guy 3/4 of the way across the river, but then doesn't snipe him when he's like 20 more feet.
Well, I thought he died. But
but then he got back up and you saw him drag
this
the body,
man,
and I'm like,
his name's not Sisu, Corby. This man is so angry. He's just so pissed off that he's unkillable.
Mm-hmm.
Just pure anger. That's what Sisu, the meaning of it, I guess, is, and it can't be translated. They say that like 4 times. He beats you over the head with it. Sisu cannot. It just means unkillable man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just so pissed off that you literally can't kill him.
No.
He takes a plane on at one point. Goes through a plane.
So that plane scene, I could not believe. That one got so just out in left field that I'm like, this plane just went down 800 miles an hour, direct nosedive.
Hit a bog.
He had a bog, right?
He
but then he walked out like nothing wrong. No broken bones or anything.
The plane disintegrates.
Literally disintegrates.
There's no part of the plane left.
None.
It goes, maybe he went straight into the bog. It did not blow up. But
oh my gosh.
Bog preserve everything, man.
Apparently they do. Apparently that's the way to survive a plane crash, is find one of those bad boys.
Yeah, I know. Again, I had a lot of fun. There's just some things that I would have done differently where I've been like, I would have had more fun. You know,
Yeah, what is it?
I would have had more fun if he killed a lot more Nazis. If it was like one at a time, he had to hunt these guys down.
Yeah, I would say fun in the aspect that I laughed a lot, but I just couldn't take this film serious.
Well, I don't think you were supposed to.
Yeah,
You know,
'cause it
is
was
supposed to be just
so
Nazi
over the
killing fun, but I still want more than that out of a film.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
especially if you're going to give it a 94%.
Mhm.
I don't think I would have went in there with such high expectations had I not seen that. But yeah, I don't know about the 94%. But I did think it was fun. I thought it was a good time. You know, that guy is a badass, and there's some great prosthetics.
That's what I was about to bring up. The explosions were awesome. That
Yeah.
was the fun part where I laugh out loud and be like, "This is
And
enjoyable."
at one point, it is like you can't. He's like a Terminator.
Mhm.
Because we got to talk about the hanging scene.
Yes,
He gets hung forever.
forever, and he hooks his leg onto
Yeah.
his wounded
And
leg onto a post.
they're totally teasing us the whole time about that dog getting killed or not.
so many times.
So
And I thought for sure, that dog was toast. But then he just leaves it at the end. I'm like, what? I was expecting a dog reunion at the end of the film.
one part I thought, when he rolls up to the guys, the very first guys, and I like this scene a lot.
Mhm.
This is like the only time he actually kills a bunch of guys hand to hand.
Yeah.
Is when they first find him. And they have a truck. I thought maybe he'd leave the horse and take the truck, and
That
then
would've
like
been
that
the
would be so
wise
much
thing.
faster,
Yeah.
right? But he loves this horse. He has a big moment when his horse gets blown up, but
And
could
it
care less
gets-
about the dog.
No, could care less. That horse got blown up too, man. And he was just laying there for a moment.
But something I
I'm
loved
like,
is
yikes.
he was getting shot, and it was like he wasn't just walking it off. He was riddled. Like at one
He was-
point,
yeah.
at one point, he takes 1.5 pounds of strap metal out of him. He's more metal than man.
Crazy. He is. He is a machine, a literal machine.
But I like that part. That was pretty gory and disgusting.
Yeah.
When he was nothing. He's like 1400s doctor, where it's like rub the needle in dirt before.
That was so weird. I know when he rubbed it. That was another.
Is that a
Me and Devin
cleansing?
looked at each other like, "What was that? Dirt? Did we miss that? Was that like?"
Yeah, they
healing
put
ointment or
gasoline
something?
on it, which I don't
Gasoline.
even know if gasoline kills.
Oh my god! Literally, me and Devin
He
were
had
talking this whole time, but
no
I
idea.
and I said, "Does that clean wounds?" And he goes, "I don't think so."
It's worse. This man will die in infection in a month. He's
At least.
riddled with
I know.
diseases. Yeah.
And two, that deep gash wound, and then he just
Packs it with dirt, and then
Oh.
the worst sew job I've ever seen.
awful. It's like a staple, weird staple job where he's like stapling it with like
it's
bent
like
metals.
it's like ground beef.
Mm-hmm.
His side, you can't tell what it is
Oh, yeah.
anymore. It's like all twisted up.
It's
Like
brutal.
He just knotted it.
Yeah, he's like, you know what?
Tied up his skin.
We'll tie this off for later. We'll fix it later. I got
Was
things to do.
wild.
And then he takes and then the two Nazis land that plane while he's being hung, right? And we get
Yeah,
that scene.
lucky.
Yeah, how lucky is that? They were looking for gas, and then apparently didn't need the gas.
The Finnish gods are on this guy's side.
They really
yeah.
are.
Well, yeah. Well, don't forget the part where he hooks himself to relieve some pressure from the hanging.
From the hanging. Yeah, that's what
He
I'm talking about.
hooks
The
himself.
open wound. Yeah.
He kind of just himself on
And then he
there.
has the audacity to go to sleep too up there.
All right, nap time.
Nap time. All right, I'm good. I can breathe a little bit.
How could that help? Dude, the pain would I feel like it would just kill you.
And it was just leaking blood.
Oh, and
it was
it's
so
not a
bad.
hook, so he's being hung. I have to describe it. He's being hung on like a metal sign,
Mhm.
but there's a screw, like
Yeah.
6 inches, very thick, not sharp at all. The
No.
dull screw, and he's got like a cut in his side, and he like sticks
His body into it to relieve
and
the
kind of hangs there
hanging.
like a scarecrow,
Oh,
or like a
man.
mannequin,
It's wild.
and that's relieving the pressure of the hanging. I
I
guess.
guess. Not as much pressure on the neck.
He needs no oxygen to his brain either. That guy's hung forever.
Apparently not. Yeah, he's been through this a time or two before.
I know.
Had to have.
He was torn up. He was put together like Frankenstein, even
Mm.
before when he's bathing in the river.
Yeah.
It looks like they dissected him.
I know. And I love that scene.
Looks like
though.
he died. They did an autopsy, and then like his heart started pumping. It's like, we gotta sew this fucker back up because it's like a V.
Oh yeah, it's like a V. It's like a gash and everything.
Yeah.
And which I think might be kind of a play on like the fact that he cannot die. He's immortal. right?
Yeah.
He refuses to die. But I love that scene where the Nazi pilot, he's still alive and he's watching him do all this crazy shit to his body. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, just like terrified. He's like, I've never seen a man
It was
like this before.
disgusting.
It
It was
was.
disgusting. It was good prosthetics, but they also use a lot of CGI blood too, which I'll always complain about.
The mine scenes were fun though when he tossed
Those
the
were
mine
good.
and
Those
he
are great
exploded them.
prosthetics. Yeah.
And that was another issue that I actually had with the film is I feel like some of the best moments in the movie were all in the trailer. So I saw every single one of these scenes
Yeah.
coming.
The
up.
first 30 minutes are what the trailer is made.
Yeah, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I wish they would have shown less of that and more so that John Wick style story trailer of like a man on a mission walks through and more dialogue or like just Nazis like yelling at him and stuff
Yeah,
and
there's
less of the action.
definitely very little dialogue in this film.
Because when they set up the trailer, I expected more action because there was so much action in the trailer.
That's all they showed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I think part of my
I thought it was an
disappointment
hour
came
and a
from
half
that.
of going to be just slaughtering these guys, but it's not the case, unfortunately. But again, he is a super soldier. We could see
certainly
another. We
was.
could see another Sisu out of this. We could get Sisu 2.
Yeah,
Electric Boogaloo.
I don't know if I need a Sisu 2. I don't know. I think this was good enough.
Yeah, I just wish the writing was a little bit better. That's my biggest complaint because I liked almost everything else. I wish the fighting was a little better choreographed. I'm used to such a high tier of fighting choreographed.
We're spoiled
at this point.
Yeah.
I need something a little bit more, for sure. And the guy at the end with the bomb, also when he gets strapped to the bomb.
Oh, he's like, fuck you. That was funny. I actually laughed at that one. That was pretty good. And that was clever the way he hooked him to the bomb.
Yeah, but again, I wanted to see him just kill more. I mean, how many Nazis did he kills? Like
about 30.
No, he doesn't. I don't think. I think he kills.
Well, I guess he doesn't kill 30, he kills like but 6. It's a platoon of 30.
Yeah, those because the women kill a lot of people.
Women ended up getting the body count pretty high themselves.
Yeah, and I really did like that scene where they shoot all of them in the truck, but it left no kills for Sisu.
No, he was just going after the main.
He doesn't even kill the guy on the bikes. They just run away. Which they machine gun. I would have just.
I know, dude. That was another thing. I get why they did it, and I was actually okay with it.
At that point,
it was funny. It was funny, but
at that point, they've seen him drown, get shot, stabbed. They know he got hung. 3 witnesses watched him hang for 20 minutes.
And because they did that, they actually survived. Because they would have died somehow. I don't know
if
how,
you shot him, he would have killed you. Yeah. He would have pulled out the pickaxe. He would have done something. And I wish the pickaxe would have been used a little bit more also.
Yeah, that would have been cool. The plane scene, though, oh my gosh, 800 miles an hour up in the air, and his pickaxe on the bottom of the plane slips it and sticks it again and has the strength to hold on.
I was watching this film and being like, fuck goodness. Yeah.
Vin Diesel. I knew it. I knew you were going to say he's all about family, too. He's like, dude, this shit is so good. It's his
How do I get a pickaxe in Don Toretto's? He's going to be a miner in the next one. He quit that life. He's just mining.
He's just mining for his family because he's a family man just looking for gold for his family to provide,
Oh, but yeah, he would have loved that. Yeah, crazy. I don't even know how he got into the plane. Made no sense.
No, it did not make it. I guess he read through the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
again, I think if I went into it thinking this is just gonna be crazy, wacky, I think I would have. But seeing that 94%, I'm thinking, oh man, this is gonna be dramatic.
Yep,
it's gonna be heartbreaking. I do think some of the best scenes are when he's like when it's real quiet and he's like hearing the screams, of like obviously like his family and stuff like that. When he scenes like the burned village and stuff like that, those scenes are really good. They mean a lot, but. Then you see a wacky fucking scene of him sucking oxygen through a guy's
throat,
like a
vampire. Yeah,
for a long. Like how much oxygen is in a guy?
Yeah, so
that might be possible. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Neither am I. I do not know.
I do not know.
I think you would get a little blood with that.
But it's very clear that he's done that before.
Mm-hmm. Like he was too good. At it. He was too professional.
There's no way he knows anatomy enough to be like, if I cut this guy, But a lot of air's keeping on that body.
A lot. That guy had a big,
it's like
big
an
lungs.
oxygen tank.
It's like a third lung in there.
Yeah.
And how I don't even know if that makes sense necessarily, because isn't that carbon that you breathe out, carbon monoxide or dioxide? I'm not a scientist, but it's monoxide.
There is oxygen in the lungs, and when you die, that releases. There's gas that release.
I guess so.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm looking into it too much at this point.
We got to have a Mythbusters on this.
We do.
We got to take a couple corpses.
We got to call those guys up.
A couple corpses down the lake.
Cut them open.
But yeah, how the Nazis, if they even found the gold at the bottom of the lake, how did they expect to get resurface?
No idea.
What were they going to do?
So heavy. Are you going to swim up with all that gear on top of it?
14 grenades on you. Wacky. They deserve to die, though.
Yeah, they do.
They do. Yeah, and I wish, we don't even get he doesn't even kill the pilot at the end. That guy dies of natural causes.
Natural causes. Of gunshot wounds. Natural causes. He just
That's as natural as it gets these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just bleeds out, Mm-hmm. He's nicer than I thought he was going to be, honestly.
So overall, Cash, I mean, you know, I feel like we've talked about this film enough. What do you like? What is your? I know we don't typically do grades, but like, where on the 94 scale for critic
Yeah,
reviews, would you
not
give it that high?
No, I don't really understand that, but no, I would give it. I would think I would give it. I had fun with it. I
Mhm.
really did, and I think my audience there was pretty fantastic, and I think they had fun with it too. They were laughing at ridiculous scenes, like
Mhm.
you should be. They weren't taking it serious. That's for sure. I don't know. I think I would give it. I'd give it like mid 70s,
Yeah, okay, that's where I was
mid
too.
to high
I was about a
70s, maybe.
C.
Yeah,
And I think that deals honestly a lot with the fact that I thought this was going to be more of a grounded, more
Mhm.
stylistic, Inglorious Bastards, and I was very excited for that. So when I
yeah,
got so many ridiculous scenes, like the 50 cal scenes, obviously the lake scene, the plane crash, it just all accumulated where I couldn't make that transition in my
yeah,
brain that it was supposed to not be taken so serious. And because of that, I was disappointed.
yeah. And
But had I had gone into it with it over the top, you know, Fast X type of crazy shit,
right.
I think I would have had more fun with it.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I definitely agree. It was definitely more Fast X than John Wick, and definitely, I mean, I only call it Inglorious Bastards because it's killing Nazis, but it's not even,
Not even
ten
close.
percent rent of how good Inglorious Bastards is.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, very little dialogue, which I didn't mind that. I thought there was just enough to get the story along.
Mhm.
But again, yeah, there's some decision making that I would have changed a lot. That I think this film had potential of being a 94% movie.
Yeah.
I think it was there. I think it would have been very, very cool. But yeah, still, I think it's worth going out and saying, check it out if you want to have just a fun, wackiness. If you want to see a bunch of Nazis die, you will see them die.
You will enjoy
There
it
are
on that aspect.
2 Nazis in Finland, though, running around from that motorcycle that never got what
Someone's
they
got to
deserved.
find them.
They
Someone's
are
got to
who
find.
knows
Maybe
what
that's
they're doing.
Sisu 2.
Oh,
He
finish
just
the
hunts down
job,
2.
Sisu.
It's called Finish the Job Sisu. It's just 2. He finds them in 5
Sisu
minutes.
2,
It's a
finish
short
the
film.
goddamn
Yeah.
job. Yeah.
Just a 10-minute short film.
Yeah.
Just finds them and just boom, boom.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
All right.
They play the Looney Tunes thing at the end.
Although I did like the very end when he takes the gold in. And he's like, Bills. Big
ones.
bills.
Yeah.
It's like lighter.
And that was like the only
lighter to
dialogue he
carry.
had.
That's the only time he talks.
Yeah.
He was all about that money, a little greedy, honestly. He
You
didn't
know-
care how many people these Nazis killed.
But the life that he had, he deserves to live it to its fullest potential. Okay. The man went through a lot, killed a lot of people. His family died, his town died, everyone died.
Everyone burned to the
Everyone he loves
ground.
died. His horse died. He
Horse
left his
died.
dog. So hell with the dog.
Dog will starve to death.
Dog will, unfortunately, save him from the grenade, but then said, too much of a burden. I'm more of a one-man guy.
Dogs can't fly.
They can't
do it.
fly.
Although you could have fit him in the plane.
I know.
Put him on your
and
lap.
I was really disappointed. I wish he would have done that.
No, he hated that dog.
I want to know where the dog went.
Hated the dog, loved the horse.
Actually,
the
I
horse
don't,
man.
because the camera would go back to the dog and it would have been starved.
Well, he would have been eating at least one Nazi.
True. So it could have survived for a couple weeks.
Think about
a couple
that.
weeks. That's a lot of food.
That
It's
is a
about
lot of
150, 200 pounds of flesh.
Yeah. So if you want to knock it down like that,
Good,
yeah,
good
absolutely.
portion. Good portion.
That is, and he's got maybe a whole town to go after as well.
Yeah. The dog, cannibal, or not
Maybe
a cannibal
that's
dog,
Sisu
but
too, where this dog
the
goes.
dog turns into like a morphed, like crazy animal.
Maybe this dog hunts down Sisu for abandoning him.
Kind of like Stray Dogs, the film coming out.
I wish it wasn't, but
I
yeah, you're
wish
right.
he wasn't either, but it'll get us whimsical.
All right, that is Sisu. Let us know what you guys
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
though.
Let us
We
know
wanna
what you thought in the comment section. All right,
Yeah.
everyone. That is our review to Sisu. If you like what you've seen here, please be sure to smash the like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single week. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Kraus. And until next time.
Bye.